Second reading, Honorable Naomi. Again, it was supposed to be taken by Her Excellency, but we have delegated her to Nairobi. And then Honorable Mutumba will read from the Quran.
The first reading is taken from the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 21 to 35. It's the parable of the unforgiving servant. Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, "Lord, if my brother keeps on sinning against me, how many times do I have to forgive him? 7 times?" "No, not 7 times," answered Jesus, "but 70 times 70. Because the kingdom of heaven is like this. Once there was a king who decided to check on his servants' accounts. He had just begun to do so when one of them was brought in who owed him millions of dollars. The servant did not have enough to pay his debt, so the king ordered him to be sold as a slave with his wife and his children and all that he had in order to pay the debt. The servant fell on his knees before the king. "Be patient with me," he begged, "and I will pay you everything." The king felt sorry for him, so he forgave him the debt and let him go. Then the man went out and met one of his fellow servants who owed him a few dollars. He grabbed him and started choking him. "Pay back what you owe me," he said. His fellow servant fell down and begged him, "Be patient with me, and I will pay you back." But he refused. Instead, he had him thrown into jail until he should pay the debt. When the other servants saw what had happened, they were very upset. They went to the king and told him everything. So he called the servant in. "You worthless slave," he said, "I forgave you the whole amount you owed me, just because you asked me to. You should have had mercy on your fellow servant, just as I had mercy on you." The king was very angry, and he sent the servant to jail to be punished until he should pay back the whole amount. And Jesus concluded, "That is how my Father in heaven will treat every one of you unless you forgive your brother from your heart." That's the word of the Lord.
The second reading is taken from the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 5. We shall read from 18 to 21. Those who have the Bibles, it is taken from the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 18 to 21. All this is done by God, who through Christ changed us from enemies into his friends and gave us the task of making others his friends also. Our message is that God was making all human beings his friends through Christ. God did not keep an account of their sins. and he has given us the message which tells how he makes them his friends. Here we are, then, speaking for Christ, as though God himself were making his appeal through us. We plead on Christ's behalf, let God change you from enemies into his friends. Christ was without sin, but for our sake, God made him share our sin in order that in union with him we might share the righteousness of God. This is the end of the second reading.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده محمد بن عبد الله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وبعد أوصي نفسي وأنفسكم بتقوى الله اتقوا الله وأطيعوه فإن طاعته أقوم وأقوى وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى واحذروا أسباب سخط الجبار فإن أجسامكم على النار لا تقوى وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. May the peace and blessings of the Lord be with you. The third reading is taken from the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Hijr, or chapter 15, verse 85. It goes, we have not created the heavens and the earth and everything in between except for a purpose. And the hour is certain to come, so forgive graciously. Those are holy words of the Lord. Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim.
Thank you so much, those who have taken the readings.
Download the Salt Media app from the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.